Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Well, hello there. Hi. What's up? How we doing today? We're supposed to be watching Astrea vs soO pretty darn soon here. But soO hasn't arrived yet, so we don't know exactly where he is, what he's doing, what he's up to. We're just kind of hoping that everything is going to be finished soon, or he's going to be here pretty soon, whatever he's doing. So that's a little bit problematic. I hope he didn't forget, is what I'm thinking. Anyway, how are we all doing today? Hope you had a good time so far. Watching the GSL today, of course. That did happen, that did occur earlier on. It was at a little bit of a weird time for me, because I was still sleeping quite heavily. And, yeah. Oh, balloons! What's this? 1-star balloon. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know what it is or what it does, but that is pretty darn awesome. Has become a fan club member, number 22. Ah, you were a fan club member. That is really cool, actually. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, looks like soO has arrived, which is a nice thing. At least I think he did. I think. Oh no, wait. Oh no, never mind. I misunderstood. All right, so. Should we try to find a replacement? If he doesn't show, should we try to just cancel it? That's a good question. Good. Somebody else just joined the chat. Man, this is unfortunate. If anyone has the phone number of soO, please do contact him. We're trying to get a hold of him. Let me try to find actually a person as well that could potentially help us out here. Wow, wait, I have Coca-Cola talk, don't I? What a nice voice. I can't hear your voice through the chat, but you know what? Saying things like that makes me believe that you have a very nice voice as well. Sushi not here either. Yeah, this is a problem, guys. This we're gonna try to get it fixed as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try to contact some person. If Cow Talk actually wants to boot up. I'd never used this before for an actual reason, so that's pretty cool. It's 1-800 soO has lost again. Yeah, I mean soO does that sometimes, doesn't he? Also, Astrea already said, like, alright, it's 5-0, easy peasy. But yeah. We're trying to get a hold of him. That's what's happening right now, guys. I'm gonna put it on the overlay for a moment so I can try to get everything sorted and try to get everybody informed so we can make a good decision as a team and with the organizers as well, of course. So give me 5 minutes, guys, and we'll be right back. All right, don't go anywhere. Be right back. Let me do it on this. There we go. Lovely. alright. Nice, okay. Okay, we have him. We have him. We found him. soO's here. We're all okay. We're all okay. Oh, whew, that's a close call right there. Go. Okay, it looks like okay. We are set and ready to go. Bam, guys. We're gonna have ourselves some best of 9 action here. Not to be confused with best of 7, because that's horrible. That's despicable. Best of 7s. Who would do that to anyone? No, we're having official best of 9s here, of course. And also, someone else just became a fan club member. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. I mean, if you want to get fans, guys, just put the picture of Astrea and soO up on the screen, and that's going to get you as many fans as you can imagine. Pretty much. Alright, anyway. Hopping right into game number 1 here. In the bottom right side, there is the blue Protoss fighting for Alpha X. He is Astrea. In the top left side, there is a red Zug. He is representing Afrika Freaks. He's none other than soO. Right. Just messaging some people, guys, here as well. Sorry, getting a little bit distracted. I was messaging a whole lot of people there. I panicked. I was in a full-blown panic there for a moment, but it seems like we're okay. Seems like we're okay now. A little bit of a block for soO. You know what? That could cause a panic too, but obviously he is a professional. Doesn't buckle under pressure that easily like I will. Here we have it. Regular stuff happening. Now the Astrea, we saw him play yesterday in the unofficial Code A matches that we had on this channel, which was a lot of fun. To be fair, if you want to check that out, the VOD is on demand, as the name implies, the VOD, and yeah, you can check it out. See Astrea, his performance there. He played against. Let me think this through. I think we saw him play against. He played against True, and he played against Percival, right? I don't think he played against Super. I think those were the 2 people he played against. His PvZ in those games, I mean, it wasn't the best I've ever seen from him. It looked like he kind of underwhelming. Not the best performance that he's ever had. Doesn't mean that today could not be the day that he turns it around. It could also be that, like, soO, his style just overall doesn't match up as well as True's. Overall, you'd still say that soO's a more well-accomplished player, but you know what? It's fun when you put other people together. Sometimes mixing and matching, it ends up differently than you'd expect. Man, alright. Still a little bit distracted and distressed because of the whole starting thing here. We're gonna calm down eventually. Whoa. Alright. Robotics facility on the way for Astrea. Did get scouted here after the Twilight comes, so most likely will be the ever so well-known Dark Templar or Archon drop, I think. Actually, it could still be Adept Glaives as well, but we're not seeing anything coming out of this Twilight Council. Could be because the Overlord is roaming around here and he doesn't want to just give it away for free, the information. I really like how soO did fly by actually with this Overlord. Looking back at it, Astrea had no idea that he was here. The Overlord really came in from this angle. Let's take a look. So he came in from this angle, kind of dodging the edges of the buildings, and because the Overlord has a little bit extra range, right? It can see further than buildings can. was able to just edge his way past this little line of sight for Astrea, and I don't think he actually was able to see the Overlord there because of this. And there's the Dark Shrine. Did this also get scouted? Let's take a look. It did. Alright, so soO should be absolutely prepared. Already has this lay attack on the way as well. So most likely Astrea will not be able to get too much done here. Scanning the adepts across the map. Lynx thinking they're gonna have themselves a nice little engagement there, but with the Warp Prism as well and the shading of course going on, that would be a very difficult thing to do. Already a couple of drones being picked off here. Good, nice. 4 good kills straight off the bat. And now the follow-up with the Dark Templar. There is the Overseer here already prepped and ready to go. And Astrea looks like he's just gonna try to target down some Zerglings. And might even be able to get a Queen here. Oh, that was close. For a moment I thought he was gonna keep dropping the DTs on that Queen until he actually got it killed, but not the case, not the case. There's the Archon now being constructed. Second Archon as well, alright. Forge. And third base for Astrea coming out here as well, so he's just going to go for a little bit more of a macro opening here afterwards. There's the Archons. Nice recall, making use of that, and then just coming in to save a sentry here, who is trying to save a Nexus there as well in turn. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. Anyway, let us see what soO is doing. soO is getting roach speed. How many roaches overall? That is 5 overlords actually on the production tab. Is he just gonna ram out a whole bunch of roaches here? That could very well be the case. He sees that there's not that much here for Astrea, so that might be what's coming down the woodworks here. Astrea not that much in the know either. These Lynx still keeping him a little bit preoccupied at home. Keeping him busy. Also trying to run down those overseers, so not really looking around with that observer. Would be lovely for him, of course, to be able to see the roach numbers and the amount of ravages that are being created here. But so far, no cigar yet. So still has to wait a little bit longer until he actually gets to see this. I might be able to get to see the actual numbers here with the Warp Prism. More roaches on the way still. More and more. Right, so look at that. soO very smart and wise. Not showing all the roaches and ravages here. Just showing a couple of them. Doesn't want to give away what he's up to right now. And Astrea, he is adding in a cannon here. Single cannon. Not adding in any kind of shield batteries just yet. And you really desperately need those shield batteries as the roaches and the Lynx are coming across the map right now. I'm not even sure if Astrea is aware at this moment in time. I think he's just gonna be unaware that this is coming up until the point that it's actually hitting his front door. And there it is. Alright, well, Astrea, there it is. Yep, the shield batteries. Panic shield batteries. He's like, oh wait, that's a lot of stuff. That is an immense amount of stuff. And in he comes, soO. Having a little bit of a deja vu of yesterday, actually. Astrea having a similar battle on this map as well. I mean, the roles are reversed. He was playing on the top, but other than that, it's looking very, very similar. Needs to dodge the biles. Needs to be careful. Oh, dear Lord, doesn't have that much really to defend with right here, but the shield batteries have completed right now, so that's a big boon for him. Is it going to be enough, though? The Immortals need to be microed here with that Warp Prism, but so far, the supply is dwindling for both these players still. Could go either way here. I think Astrea might be slowly but surely getting himself on top here. But, of course, any good bile at any time can make the difference here. Same goes for that Warp Prism micro, of course. And this is just incredibly difficult for Astrea to try and keep himself in here. Trying to keep that Nexus from going down and not taking too many probe losses. 12 workers now going down. Getting destroyed. As Astrea still trying to just dodge and weave, zigzag through those biles. Actually eating a couple of them now here. as his Nexus falls as well. It looks like he will be able to hold his ground though. Oh my dear lord. Is he? I don't think so actually. No, never mind. I think just a few too many biles hitting the face here of Astrea, and that is going to be it ultimately. So yeah, there we have it. Game number 1 in favor for soO, as Astrea was not able to scout out what was coming his way in time, and we saw soO just making marvelous use of that. Truly showing a great control and just overall containment of map awareness for Astrea here. Keeping Astrea busy on the other side of the map, being able to scout everything he was doing himself as well. Right, and then just hiding the fact and the actual numbers of the units here. Let me get everybody in a party actually. Things are gonna be a lot easier that way for me. Alright. Map choice, of course, going to max here. For a moment I thought it was going to be okay. It looked like the Roaches and the Ravages numbers were dwindling and actually going down quite a bit, but continuous use of those biles making some wonderful plays there from soO. Simulacrum. Okay, alright. It's his choice. It's his choice. Let's see how well he will be able to hold his own on this one. GG, go, Astrea. He is a go too. Alright. Gonna get things started here. And on with the game number 2. There's a lot of people laughing in chat. That's always a good thing. Feeling a little bit sluggish myself, actually. Not gonna lie. But, excited to be casting the StarCraft 2, of course. Alright. Game number 2. Game number 2. One game up right here is this blue Zerg. Looking for another victory here, perhaps. You know what? In a way, it would be funny if he does get a clean sweep here, as we were joking about Astrea getting a clean sweep, as it was a no-show, perhaps, potentially. Luckily, though, we are going to have ourselves some actual StarCraft 2 instead of just the no-show. It is soO. Who knows soO? I made a joke. I made a joke. Anyway, in the top left side, the red Protoss from Alpha X. He is Astrea. Astrea, of course, right now also living in Korea. Trying his best to live the pro gamer life there. And, you know what? He has been on the fire recently. So far, it's hard for me to say. As well, as you know what? I don't get to see him that much anymore. Because he is in Korea. Not that many events happening for me anymore. That he's partaking in. So, you know what? It's nice to have 2 days in a row where we do get, where I do get myself some Astrea action here. You can't. Fabric, he can't read Korean. Well, man, you're in good company. I don't read Korean either. Don't worry, you don't have to read Korean. Astrea will win this game. Alright, alright. I swear, man, if our ability to read Korean had any influence on whether or not Astrea was winning the game, he'd be screwed. He'd be absolutely screwed. I mean, I like the guy, but oh my dear lord, it's going to be a lot of effort trying to learn Korean, especially in this short period of time. It's going to be some weird mental boost that he gets from it, being like, wow, this man, he learns Korean for me in this short period of time. That's when he realizes that it would be rather rude not to win at that time. How dare he, honestly. How dare he even, you know what, ask these types of things of us. Ridiculous. Anyway. Astrea zooming on through, getting that Twilight Council once again. The Overlord, again though, having a nice scout here and getting the rescout with these Zerglings as well. I'm going to be able to check again in that main base here. And see, in fact, yep, there is a robotics facility here now being put down behind this. I'm not quite sure if you saw that with the Overlord beforehand as well. No way we can check unless if we start messaging soO, asking him about it, but probably not the right call. Anyway, soO is grabbing that third base. Adept Glaive going to be the case this time for Astrea. And I like this, honestly. I think Astrea, his strengths in a way are these types of things where he does go for the Wild Prism and the Adept multi-pronged aggression. And of course, with this build, the Twilight Council and the Robotics Facility both being scouted. soO's gonna have to, well, okay, he does a rescout and he sees that this is actually researching, so now you can kind of infer that I will be Adept Glaives. Right? Protoss don't really get Blink or Charge anymore that much. More links in the base? Wow, okay, well, that's a rough one. Making sure that there is no Dark Shrine here. So he isn't gonna even have to invest into an Overseer here. Not even sure if he even got Leia yet. He did not, so soO playing it very smart here. Also sees that there's no probes on the gas. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or if that's part of the build here. Guess you don't need that much gas for the Adepts, maybe, but now adding in these other gases as well, so who knows? Who knows now? I guess Astrea does. Starting off with 2 Adepts, 6 seconds until those resonating glaives does finish up here. But look at the amount of roaches that are available. Doesn't seem like soO will have a problem here just splitting up his roaches, one at the front and another group of roaches towards wherever the shade is going right now. Astrea in a bit of a pickle. Is going to have to try and force these roaches to be at 3 places at the same time. And even then, I'm not quite sure if there's enough really Adepts to take advantage of that. 2 Adepts coming into the main base as well now, already spotted because of great Overlord placements. More Adepts coming in here, trying to find any type of damage. Perhaps this is the way to go for them. It's only 4 roaches here. Wild Prism in the main base does get pushed backwards. And yeah, soO just looking very solid overall right now. Oh, we do have a attempt at the worker line here. 2 workers only though. Getting killed off there. Bit unfortunate, still 2 Adepts here. They are standing underneath an Overlord though. Look at the overall vision of soO. It's incredibly difficult for Astrea really to catch soO off guard here. And soO just kind of showing why he is considered one of these, well, one of the best Zergs. Astrea coming in again with the Wild Prism, 2 attempts. I mean, those roach numbers are getting a little bit scary now. Baneling Nests being added in as well. And those do pretty darn solid against Adepts too, so even if Astrea were to do anything like an all-in-ish kind of push with suddenly a gazillion Adepts, probably wouldn't be able to truly break soO either anymore. Oh, that's nice, getting 2 workers here that were on the gas. Always a bit more troublesome when you do get workers on gas killed off, of course. Just a slight little bit of extra stuff you need to do as the opponent that loses those guys, of course. But, yeah, not the worst case here for soO either. It's only 2, although, you know what, I said it's only 2. Starting to be added up here a little bit, with 6 kills in fact. I'm not sure, was that all those guys? I don't think so, maybe some died over here as well. Anyway, this is 13 workers that did go down right now, and Astrea's moving in as well, with a good amount of sentries and immortals. soO trying to get himself those Ravages for the Biles against the Force Fields here, but you know what? Astrea, nice Force Fields again. Blocking the pathway, the Warp Prism also shows up. Oh, those Biles landing perfectly on top of those sentries though. Astrea doesn't want to let up though. He wants to push in here. He's grabbing himself Blink. And that might be a good way to try and target down, snipe the hatchery that is quite low HP now. Stalker's not rotating around though. Warp Prism needs to get out of dodge here, as there is a big counterattack from soO just marching across the map right now. Wisely, Astrea positions himself on top of the ramp so he can make use of those natural choke points, of course. Warp Prism kind of performing the job here of a observer, trying to keep tabs on the army movements. Eesh. A couple of links getting picked off. But behind this, I mean, soO, I think he's kind of feinting the attack, right? Not really. I mean, if he gets some damage done here, if he manages to get a good bit of biling, or, you know what, force Astrea to stay longer on the gateway tech, that's wonderful for him. But he doesn't mind that much if this doesn't kill Astrea straight up, because behind this, he's getting himself a 5th base, he's getting himself a Spire, Hive Tech, everything he needs for later parts here to clean up the game. Oh my dear lord, that changeling. One of them escapes. Probes being used here as well. If you ran out of zealots to use. If probes could talk, that's what he would say. Right. So opening up a little bit here for the overall pathway. To be able to maneuver his army here back and forth between locations a little bit easier. Make it harder for those sentries to make use of those choke points. Oh my dear lord. Astrea getting caught out. But you know what? It does look like Susan gonna be too heavily punishing this unawareness here. For a minute I thought Banelings was just gonna roll in here and destroy this 3rd base mineral line. Astrea needs to keep tabs on this though. Cannot afford that to happen. They got pretty close there. Alright, great force fields again, but the Biles are absolutely crazy. So much efficiency being found there by soO. And now also killing off that 4th base and coming in with Banelings into the 3rd. GG has to be called. Astrea just needs to tap out there. Not much he could do against the beast that is soO. So soO going up 2-0 right now. And, well, all the fans here, all the Astrea fans, need to wait and see what Astrea can still bring to the table. Because that wasn't their greatest so far, unfortunately. To be fair, I mean, soO is really good at the mid-game part of the game, right? So he is really good with those Ravagers and the Roaches and stuff like this, but I mean, yeah, Astrea just really not getting himself into that groove. Eternal Empire is going to be the map chosen. Is the map chosen? Is Eternal Empire? Waiting for soO to accept the invite. Let me see. Alright. Is that another star balloon we got? I don't know what's happening with all these star balloons, but is that even a thing? What is it? What does it do? Does anyone know? I mean, I stream a lot on a Freaka because the Freaka is amazing, but sometimes things happen where I'm like, I just don't know. I can't figure it out. Alright. Both players probably should be set up here in the top. If they do want to partake in the melee bout that is about to happen here. Alright, both are itching, ready to go. Let's get this rolling. Astrea and soO. Game number 3. Astrea up against the ropes. Can he still manage to find something that works against soO? So far, Astrea, I mean, he's playing a pretty regular game, right? So maybe he still has some builds hidden. Maybe he still has some weird stuff that he figured out himself. He is one of those players that really likes to just kind of look into things himself, right? Figure stuff out and play his own way. And I think that may be a ticket to a potential victory here. Of course, if it fails, it's going to look ridiculous, and he's going to have used up one of those strategies for, you know what, other people to see at some point. But then again, I mean, he might have to really, if he wants to start picking up games here. As soO, he just seems so incredibly solid against that more regular play, right? The play that he's probably faced quite a bunch right now on ladder, as it is kind of the go-to build for a lot of the Protoss at this time. The Adept Glaives, right? Most of all. But then also the Archons. I mean, all the DTs into Archon drop. That is, how long has that been around for? It's incredibly difficult for any Protoss, really, to still manage to get that damage dealt here. And, yeah. soO, I mean, he must have faced that a gazillion times. I'm actually going to keep an eye on the pathway of this Overlord this time around, because it's been very interesting so far for soO to see how he exactly is flying these Overlords in and out. And it's about... in he comes. Alright, looks like this one is in fact pretty standard. Nothing crazy. Astrea isn't going to go for the early probe scout. Isn't going to go for the block here on that hatchery. Looks like he won't be able to do so on that third base either. Already plopped down, gooped onto the ground. Already being evolved. Okay. Well then. We have found ourselves in what could potentially be a macro macro game here. But then again, I mean, we are talking about soO and Astrea. The setup is looking alright, and Astrea going for a Stargate here, so another, you know, opening that a lot of people like to do against Zerg. Actually, there's quite a couple of things that Protoss do against Zergs at the moment, right? The rotation is pretty plentiful. It's numerous. Overlord flying on in, saw that there was in fact the Adept, of course. Sees that Chrono on the gateway and doesn't want to be close to it, because it could of course always be a Stalker coming out. And he doesn't want to lose this Overlord too soon, as if you lose those Overlords too soon, a lot of your build order is going to be a little bit messed up here, as you do have to invest another 100 minerals. You might get supply blocked for a good amount of time, right? And that is just something you never really want to have happen. Wow, those links, that was pretty cool as well. soO trying to dodge the Adepts here, seeing the link on the map, moving the other way so that he doesn't get picked off. But fortunately for him, there was a second Adept that ran in there as well at the same time. And here he goes, going in, seeing the Oracle being built right now. Knows that there's the Adepts coming in, and once again, soO absolutely with all the cards in his hand. At least it's like he's playing poker with Astrea, and Astrea's just sitting with his back towards a mirror, and soO's just able to read all the cards that Astrea has in his hand at any time. It's kind of what it's feeling like at the moment. Good around with those links as well, but nice. Actually, oh my dear lord, Astrea. Fancy bit of micro there. Oracle coming in. But unfortunately the queens were already positioned. Did he move those drones from this location? I mean, his base came later here, right? Did he just move his drones because he wanted to use his queens for the Adepts? And then he knew that if he were to keep his drones unprotected there, they were most likely going to get wrecked by the Oracle. Is that what happens? Is that what happens? Because that would be pretty damn cool if he just moved them away preemptively. to avoid the Oracle dealing any damage. That is some next level stuff if that's the case, but I'm not quite sure if that was the case. That would be crazy. That would be one of the cooler things I've seen in a while. Maybe they just ran away from another adept attack somewhere else that I missed. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Alright. Adepts. See if they are gonna get some extra work done here. So far, only having one worker kill. But they did remain alive, right? And they did kill off some Zerglings as well. 11 Zerglings, actually, here. And an Overlord now, having died as well. In the main base, the Stalker. Probably the one that has the kill. There he is. Okay, Astrea is going to be able to get some work done with these boys. That is not much right now for soO. There is the response, though, for the Queen. Astrea cancelling for 2 Adepts here. Realizing he can just target them down. Doesn't need 4 to have extra damage tanks. And, you know, that's 5 workers killed here. Very nice. And now coming in with the Oracles as well. There we go. That's Astrea dealing some real damage right now. And after that, coming in with the left hook again with these dabs. Only 4 links are here. But Astrea being cautionary, doesn't want to go for it right now. Another Oracle in the main base. Status trap being set off there. The dabs do get picked off before they manage to get themselves close to that third base. Astrea coming in again though with this Oracle. And being able to pick off another 5 workers. 6? No wait, 5 workers. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, Astrea definitely put himself in a position where he is in a, well, somewhat in the driver's seat here, right? He's kind of deciding the pace of the game here, and it could very well be that he can manage to get himself into a later part of the game than we saw in those previous series here today. Definitely doable. Definitely doable, it seems. Can he do it, though? I mean, soO. Yeah, it's still soO. He's still extremely strong in this. He's still pretty darn potent at StarCraft. Fourth base does get scouted here. We are seeing a lot of Zerglings on the production tab here, but also still some more drones. So I think these are just more so defensive units now being made here. Baneling speed is about to complete, though. We might see a bit of a move out here. But perhaps he's going to wait for the Hydralisk attack upgrade as well. Of course, having that extra range always going to benefit you quite greatly. And Storm now being created for Astrea. Status traps as well being set up. Where are these going down? Alright, just in his third base. Against run-bys. That's pretty cool, actually. Especially with these High Templar here. Kind of giving the... perhaps the impression that soO can get some damage done there, right? If he sees that, he tries to run in with a bunch of Banelings and Zerglings. Trying to get those High Templar, and all of a sudden all those status traps go off. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Have to keep our eye on that one. Anyway, soO going for a run by here on the right side. On the top left, we have the Warp Prism, actually. With some Zealots trying to get some work done as well. Looks like it does get cleaned up rather easily, though. A bit of a Hail Mary there from Astrea, trying to figure out if soO is at that location there. A worthy effort, but to no avail. It's an interesting amount of Banelings here. Especially when you see this this above them. Man, those Overlord cocoons look abysmal, don't they? Disgusting. Alright, soO's about to set up some multi-pronged harassment here. Coming in on the right side, trying to get the attention of Astrea away from the mini-map here. And then he can fly in with the Banelings into the natural base here. What are those High Templars doing? Alright, in he comes. There is the Zerglings now nibbling at that gateway. And the Banelings raining down from above. 13, 15 bad boys getting destroyed there. The Overlord does get picked off, but talk about a worthy trade there. Now behind this, going for that Greater Spire. Astrea though is already setting up the counter for this, grabbing himself the extra Stargates here. Not sure if he saw this coming out just yet, maybe just concluding that this is the logical progression of where soO is going to take this game. And he made the right call. Again, a little bit of a run by here, but Astrea not taking the opportunity to push elsewhere at the same time. So again, it's a bit of a Hail Mary, but then again, I mean, he needs to be on his toes as well. So much with all this stuff going around from soO. Hitting his 4th base and now coming in again with more Banelings here. There's only 7 probes this time mining the minerals, but ooh, okay, Astrea does pay attention. His army though, move commanding here. Oh my dear lord. Trying to get away, but a lovely wraparound from the Zerglings. And there it is again. GG being called. soO. soO too good, man. soO too strong. He's too strong. It's unfair. Anyway, let me guys tell you as well about a little Matcherino page. A little magic Matcherino page that can in fact add money to the prize pool for these players. Not only the victor, of course. I think it's like 70 to 30% divided. Something like that. Yeah, 70% to 30%. Anyway, it's right. Let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell these guys I'm doing this. And yeah, it looks like this, guys. So if you go to the website, it is above the chat. You can go over here, and all you got to do is you press sign in. You got all these things to log in with, right? Battle.net, Facebook, Google. You should probably have an account for any of this. I like to use Twitch myself, so I just press Twitch. Et voila, I'm logged in. I press contribute. I grab that code from the chat as well. Coupon code APS164. There we go. Contribute, and voila, added to the prize pool. Easy as that. Adding money like that has never been easier than it is like this. Also, if you want to have the replay pack that is available over here for 2 buckaroos, you can pick those up as well. And yeah, all right. Let me get back in screen here. Okay. Okay, Everdream is the map chosen by Astrea. Now I'm gonna go rush myself towards the toilet for 1 second. I'm gonna tell Mage to start the game in... I know, I'm just gonna be right back, guys. 1 moment, please. We're gonna continue pretty soon. Okay. Okay. Whew. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm here. Let's see if they're both ready. They are both itching. They want to go. And I say, okay. I mean, why not? Why not? Game number 4 already, isn't it? Jeez Louise. One more map away for match points here for soO. 2 games removed from victory. Total annihilation of our ever so beloved American Protoss. We need to see some magic here, some Astrea magic. Guys, give it up for him. In the bottom left side, there is a red Protoss. He's fighting for Alpha X. The American residing in Korea right now. Can he make some magic happen here? He is. Astrea. And it's alright, his opponents right now already having 3 points on the board. Looking very strong. He is the Blue Zerg. He is soO. Okay. And you know what? This is some pretty good practice as well for Astrea, right? Even if he doesn't manage to so far beat soO, right? This is some valuable games for him to play anyway. Hasn't been in Korea for as long as soO, of course, and soO, I'm not quite sure how much you would meet him on the ladder here, or at least know that it is soO. So you can definitely try a lot of stuff out, you can test your metal in a way, you can get a lot of value from just playing these games on its own. And Astrea, one of those smarter people that I know playing StarCraft, could definitely be making use of this, and probably will make use of those types of things here. Just roaming around with that probe here so far though. Okay, now soO, on the other hand, I mean, it's probably just a casual day for him. Just the regular old games that he is doing. Probe eventually is gonna have to leave here. Okay, he does see this this other drone leave, and perhaps felt like there was gonna be a third base coming up that he wanted to block, but not going to be the case. Also, there's already drones here, so it would have been easier to use those. Anyway. Link's now gonna start forcing the probe away. Relatively quick speed here, and 2 queens before the third base for soO. soO again flying in with that Overlord, being able to get the full scouts here. Twilight Council, there it is. Hello. And again, Astrea being caught with his pants down, in a way. At least he knows now where this Overlord is, and he should be able to keep this Overlord away from really seeing the Twilight Council at another time here. Although, where's the star? Oh, dear lord. Okay, well, it's coming in again. He's going to see the Robo with this as well, so bit of a tell already. Trying to get some work done. Oh, lovely little blocking there. You saw soO trying to make a Spore Crawler, but the Adept was too close, so wasn't able to do so. There's the Resonating Glaives again. Did he see it? I think he did. Look at that. You can see the little blinky things, right? You can see clearly that he saw it was upgrading here. Did he also see the Robo? Let's take a look. He did see the Robo as well. Astrea is still sticking to it. He's not gonna go with any mind games, cancelling it and then going for the Dark Shrine anyway, regardless. And it looks like soO is just prepping for both these things anyway. He knows that he's not gonna get the rescout with that Overlord, so he kind of has to prep for both things in that sense right now. Or at least I say prep for both things. The overall response is pretty similar, right? You want to grab some roaches. You want to be prepared with some units. The only thing is that, of course, you need to get a lay attack and a overseer here for the DTs added on as well. It's a little bit more of an investment, right? So if you do go for purely adepts, you might have a slightly bigger chance to actually get stuff done. And here we go. There's 7 adepts to start it off with. spine crawler being created on that third base. I mean, in that previous game, we definitely saw Astrea getting some damage done with the use of the oracles mostly, but also showing some lovely adept micro. War Prism did manage to get himself into this base here. Adepts, oh, shooking and diving, there we go, okay, actually getting some damage done, more adepts now, suddenly in the main base. I don't think soO was expecting that one. 10 work is going to go down so far, and that is just going to keep ticking upwards. More adepts right now from the third base into the natural base. There is not a whole lot of mining happening right now for soO. soO definitely in some trouble here. Hot waters. Oh boy. Alright, one adept does escape as well. More adepts though, still in the main base here. Oh, they aren't standing. Okay, there we go. They are going towards the drones there for a moment, but they changed their minds. Gonna go in anyway. And that is, when it's all said and done, 21 workers killed off there. Putting Astrea at a comfortable, equal amount of workers here. 43 versus 45. Definitely, you know what? If he manages to do even more, that would be absolutely lovely for him, of course. Very difficult position here on this left side for soO really to deal with that War Prism. He doesn't have a Overlord there as well, which I think is a little bit of a mistake here. Not having that vision. Like, he has it on all these other places, except for the War Prism locations, really, right? Even at the bottom here, he doesn't have anything either. It's definitely possible for Adepts to be flown in through there. What is this spine crawler solo? What happened there? Probably some Adepts trying to get moved in here. Oh my god, the carnage doesn't stop. But you know what? soO has had enough. He's just gonna go across the map here. And this is something that is known to be incredibly potent against these types of attacks. I mean, you are doing a whole lot of damage being Astrea. But then again, at the same time, you don't have much else because you're investing everything in trying to kill off the economy of your opponents. You don't have that many army units anymore at home to really defend with. You don't have that much tech either to really solidify any type of advantage. That's going to happen later on in the game, so soon not really letting it get to that point and marching across here. Hallucinated Phoenix trying to get a good read on all the numbers here. Astrea trying to get a good glimpse on what he needs to do here and address the situation accordingly. Reasonable force fields there. Doesn't want to lose the sentries though. Those are very important. One of them does get picked off there by soO. soO still pushing in here. I mean, I've been in this position before. I mean, soO, every time it looks like, okay, Astrea might have this one. So then, Biles managed to land everywhere, and as they say, shit hits the fan. And that happens rather a lot now here for soO, it seems, as, you know what, Astrea pushing across the map now. The entirety of the army of soO coming back. He did kill off that third base. He did kill off some other stuff here. I don't know what is happening, but we've been getting a lot of follows actually on the Alpha Extreme. Which is really cool to see, honestly. Not gonna lie, but I'm wondering because we're on the Afrika channel, so it's a weird one, but anyway, it's appreciated, guys. I don't know if you're here or if someone else is casting right now there. Anyway, I don't think so. I didn't see anything. Not yet, anyway. It's gonna happen in an hour. We'll have Innovation versus Trap on the Twitch, but right now, of course, Astrea looking like he is finally gonna claim a victory here, perhaps against none other than soO. It's looking pretty darn good, although that's still a very scary amount of roaches and ravages here, and they are picking off those immortals very quickly. Still 2 remaining, of course, in that War Prism, but at the same time, you cannot afford to take too much damage here, being Astrea. Biles again, getting close to recall being used on that immortal here. There's no more adepts on the other side of the map to try and take down the workers here. Observer very nicely. Oh god, ooh, dear lord. Alright. Saves himself. Is there enough here? That's an aggressive blink forward actually, Astrea. Just going for it, trying to gun down some ravages there. That was nice. That is what the stuff you need to do here. Try and just get rid of as many units as possible whenever you see an opportunity. There we go. Good job there with those force fields. Great place to fight here for Astrea. Of course, if soO does try to maneuver himself through the ramp area here, gonna rotate back to the top again. Opening up these rocks would be very good as well, of course. Make life a lot more difficult for Astrea. Setting up for 2 flanks right now. That is what you want to do. soO coming in. That's still pretty reasonable concave. But the force field's doing a lot of work though as well. The biles are continuously being thrown down, trying to make something happen here. Astrea, does he still have enough here? Oh, the army supply is dwindling. Some of those biles definitely hitting their mark quite nicely. Just barely in the nick of time picking up some of those immortals. It's very important that those stay alive. They are really the big power dealing units here. Astrea, can he do it? It's looking pretty good so far. Actually managing to hold off against soO here. Pushing back the Ravagers. They're so low HP, so many of them. soO trying to keep these boys alive here. Doesn't want to lose them. At the same time, of course, those Immortals, very low HP. A nice blink forwards. Oh, look at that pickup. Astrea really showing his strengths here. And now we have a position where Astrea is on a worker lead. We're on an equal amount of bases, and soO already tried to break him once. Is probably only going to have one more attempt at this. If Astrea holds here, soO is going to fall for the first time in his best of 9. Astrea, can he keep it up though? Can he maintain this position? He's putting down shield batteries. That's a good call actually, needing to invest in those. Needs to keep an eye on where this army of soO is coming as well. At the same time, of course, another warp in is going to help out quite a bit here. A lot of Stalkers. Not that many Immortals remaining anymore though, and that's a large amount of Zerglings here as well. We need to see great force fields. There are the Biles. The Biles, oh dear lord, please dodge them. Landing on a couple of those sentries there. The toes are curled up here. More roaches still in that production tab. soO, is he going to be able to make something happen here? I'm not quite sure anymore. As this is looking more and more favorable for Astrea with each passing seconds. Can he hold on though? There's still so many biles. They are in fact hitting quite a large portion of the Protoss army here. And that could still spell doom here if Astrea doesn't dodge these well enough. And it looks like, you know what, enough are hitting Astrea here. He is forced to be pushed backwards, and more drops right there on top of those Stalkers. Oh my dear lord, Astrea might still go down to the incredible pressure of soO here. Those biles continuously, non-stop, dropping from the sky and just making life absolutely horrible for the Protoss player here. Trying his best to stay in, but I mean, soO coming through. Big biles landing on top of those probes, 11 of them immediately going down there. That's quite a lot. That is quite a lot. More Stalkers on the other side now, trying to get work done as well. And Astrea is in a pickle again. It looks like it is definitely going into favor for soO here. The army supply, 85 versus 20 something. Oh my god! He almost had him. He almost had him. Man. Well, alright. Astrea, that was really close. That was very close. Let me see. I think we still have Purity in Industry and Golden Wall available. We still have Zen available. Pick your poison. Pick your poison, Astrea. Let's see. He's going Zen. Alright. Zen definitely has large open areas here and there. But maybe Astrea can get something to work. on this map. Of course, a very famous position on this map to put down Stargate proxies. Anyone? Nice little bit of dead space as well around the second base and that main base. So might be able to take advantage of that situation, but it's still dire straits here for our American Alpha Xer. And soO, he is looking very strong right now. 4 games in a row in his favor. A couple of times it got closer than he probably would have liked it to be, but Astrea is adjusting. He's managing to get damage done. Let's see if he can actually manage to get a victory here. He's gonna have to reverse sweep here. 5 games in a row if he wants to win. I mean, to be fair, I've seen it happen before. But wait, versus soO, 5 games in a row, that is asking about near the impossible. I would just be very happy if Astrea does manage to grab a couple wins here. Already that on its own is starting to feel like it's going to be a victory. But right now we are having a blue Zerg absolutely dominating this best of 9 series. He's the Africa Freaks, soO. In the bottom left side, his opponent. It is in fact the red Protoss for Alpha X. The American, he is Astrea. Mr. Max Angel himself. He's going for a wall on the high ground here. That is on its own already pretty interesting. Not something you see very often anymore. A gas being taken as well afterwards. It does look like... Alright, yeah, there we go. There is a probe moving out here. Second probe as well. Gonna be looking for that, well, scout who wants to see, make things appear normal. And it's gonna take a while for soO to figure this out, of course. This is coming his way. It's a forge. That is a forge, guys, coming down here for Astrea. With a probe in the main base. There is the Overlord above the natural though, so it's going to be difficult here for Astrea really to get things working. This is gonna... It looks like it's very far away, actually. But maybe he's going to be able to get it to work from this location. I like that he's making things look normal. And soO is pretty soon going to figure out that there is in fact no wall on the low grounds. There's not much happening here. Alright, there's the first cannon. Probe coming down the ramp. soO, the big reveal here for soO, of course. Gonna see that there's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Where'd he go? He did spawn in the bottom left, right? Yes, he did, soO. Yes, he did. Well, his Zergy sense has got to be tingling now. There is the cannon. Is it already in range? He sees this probe coming from this angle. A robotics facility behind us as well. Another cannon gonna get put down. Is this cannon actually covering this other cannon? I hope it is. Okay, it is. Thank the heavens. That's just barely in range here, but you know what? It still is, and it's still doing stuff. The other cannon wasn't though, so gonna have to wait to see this cannon finish up here before it really starts bringing the thunder. The cannon thunder, right, there is. There it is, the start here. 2 shield batteries also being constructed. Baneling nest for soO. Immediately on that production tab, wants to bust this one down. And you know what, he might be able to. There's only a single pylon here. If those banelings manage to get right in between here, that could already be the end of things. 12 lings on production. More queens as well being made here. Astrea trying to make as much of a wall as possible. More shield batteries, but I don't think he's aware that it is going to be, in fact, banelings that he's facing. It's not going to be roaches. And I would love to see a secondary pylon going down, but then again, he needs every bit of dough that he has to try and deal with, well, to make the Immortals, make more shield batteries, and all that good jazz. Okay, well, there's the first Immortal now, starting to pressure these queens here. Doesn't do that great against queens. Cannot afford to be surrounded either. Although the Warp Prism now available as well. So making life a lot easier here. In come the Banelings. The Immortal being put in front of the pylon here. Won't let it get busted down. So it is still up and rolling, but all the cannons do fall here. And that could definitely spell doom for Astrea, as he doesn't have much else. There's only one single cannon still remaining on the low grounds here. Oh, Nelly. I think soO's done it, guys. I'm pretty sure soO has done it, but then again, these types of cannon rushes, they have a weird way of just suddenly making a comeback happen as well. But, oh my god, so much is going to have to go into the favor for Astrea right now. And those banelings were just absolutely devastating in that location. Astrea definitely made the wall in a way where it benefited against circlings, against roaches, and all that other stuff. But against banelings, not so much, unfortunately. Very well placed detonation there from soO. And I think he's gonna be trying to do this one more time here. I mean, he could just depower the robotics facility, but instead coming around, trying to get rid of this pylon here. I think that was a bit of a less properly placed, but you know what? Pylon coming down here. The probe needs to be saved. 2 pylons do go down. The robo is going to be depowered here if this, you know what? Okay, there we go. soO does target it down. Now, Warp Prism magic, of course. Don't forget about the Warp Prism magic. Alright, alright. That's a lot of queens. That's a scary amount of queens here now. Shield batteries are getting rather low now, but especially with the full energy one getting picked off. The third Immortal does enter the fray. That's a lot of banelings. Once again, are they going to try to explode on top of the pylon? Yes, they are. There's still a probe on the low ground as well, so he can try to reclaim this high ground here. He's going to have to put down more pylons again. And once more, these banelings, you know what? They aren't getting as much done anymore. Right now, with the Immortal count growing larger and larger with every passing moment. Another Immortal about to pop out here as well again. They are definitely making some work. Can Astrea do this? More banelings once again in production. You know what, at first I was very impressed with these banelings, but now after Astrea I kind of figured it out. He's spreading out his buildings a bit more. And with 2 new shield batteries here, I think Astrea may have done it. I think he has done it, guys. GG is called. Astrea manages to make that comeback happen. Jeez Louise, I really thought that was going to be it for Astrea, but getting the victory there. Alright. Maybe it's not the macro game that we know and love Astrea for. But it definitely worked. Definitely worked. soO getting knocked down a flight of stairs there. I really do think it kind of came down to those banelings as well. Right, the banelings not necessarily finding the second wave at least. The first wave was really cool. That was very great. Killing off all those cannons, and then the second one, the second wave of banelings not really hitting the mark there. Not being able to depower much of anything, and not that great. Not that great, unfortunately. Alright, that means Astrea does manage to get himself on the board here. 1 victory for him. 4 to go. four victories left to be achieved here. Need to still be acquired. Can he do it? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tough. It's a tough ask, and well, I'm not sure if Astrea is gonna be able to achieve this one. I'm not completely convinced just yet. Anyway, Astrea, soO. Let's wait and see, boys. Let's wait and see. Can he do it again? I mean, it definitely worked out better than the other games. It definitely worked out a lot better. And this map, it might be beneficial to try and do something similar. Well, it looks like Astrea is going to go for a regular low ground wall here. Although there is a ramp on this side as well, so who knows? Who knows what kind of shenanigans we're going to see from Astrea this time around. soO with the Overlord Scouts picking Golden Wall here as the map. Really glad that we did get to see this map as well being played upon. One of my more favorite maps right now to watch. If not my favorite map to watch, honestly. Just a lot of fun, this one. Alright, one Overlord floating over. The other one keeping watch. Doesn't want to get blindsided again here. Definitely looking around a bit more with this Overlord this time around. Nothing's there this time. Astrea's going to go for the Nexus. Right, single drone harvesting the gas so far. Of course, you get to be more efficient this way with just having more drones on the mineral patches, of course. Very quick third base as well. soO's feeling it. He's feeling the macro coming up, and that's what he's prepping for. Astrea once again being a little bit slow with the probe scout. Does want to try and get as much advantage out of those initial probes as possible. And I doubt that soO is going to be the person who really will put on any early kind of aggression here. Alright. Once again, it's a free way into the whatever scouting location soO would desire. Although, you know what, he's moving backwards, waiting to see if it's a Stalker or if it's a Adept. So he says the Adept is gonna feel comfortable enough to start moving into that main base. That is definitely gonna get scouted, that Stargate there. And to be fair, it did feel like the Stargate was one of the better openings for Astrea here so far. And the Lynx getting as well. That's just, oof. Seeing absolutely everything. There we go. No problem at all whatsoever. Astrea also coming in with the Adept here. Just making sure that there is in fact a third base. Oracle's gonna get created, and for soO, looks like he is still just continuing onwards with the droning process. Nice dodge there with making a Spore Crawler. And the first Adept actually does get picked off. Can be unfortunate. Can definitely be unfortunate for Astrea here. First Oracle on the map. Spore Crawlers though already about to finish here. Except for in the natural base. Creep spread also very important, of course, to get that connected with the main base and the natural. There he is. For a moment I thought like, wait, wasn't there an Oracle here? There he is. 2 kills so far. Nothing to really write home about, unfortunately. The second Oracle is going to be joining in as well. And try to, you know what, break the records of 2 drone kills right now that has been set. The PM for Astrea so far. You know, the joining forces, they don't give a hoot about who did more damage here. No friendly competition between those guys. They are just a very cooperative. Coming in again. There it is. 2, 3, 4. No. Just 3. Just the 3. Very quick reaction there from soO. One lonely drone I was like, hello guy. Oh god. There's purple acid coming from above. Managed to transform himself into a Spore Crawler very quickly. In come the Oracles one more time. And again, you know what, that's reasonable damage here. And keeping both of his Oracles alive as well. Let's take a look. 11 drones right now. For the price of 1 Adept and Warp Prism as well. I thought that was going to be a third Oracle, but no, it's a Warp Prism. Templar Archives also having been created here. So I'm expecting to see Archon drop taking place. Those Adepts just barely not in a good position here, so full surround from those Zerglings. That is going to be annoying for Astrea. He's going to have to use those Oracles defensively here. Not really what you ever want to do, but And we're kind of being forced to do so now, of course. The Warp Prism does stay on the offensive, though, it looks like. We'll be trying to get some work done there. What is up with these follows on the Twitch? Wow, I mean, I'm confused. I appreciate it. Usually not what happens when we're casting on a Freaka. Anyway, it is fun. It is fun. I don't mind. Don't see me complaining, just a little bit confused as to what is happening there. Anyway, Spire on the way as well. And the front door is open here. Left the keys in this front door. soO came by, saw that they were there, and was just like, alright. Alright, mates. Oh, God, that's a slow warping pylon too. That is... that's painful. That is very painful. Losing 8 workers there, quite unnecessarily so. And soO just running around every which where and way, finding opportunities to try and take on his... the sloppiness of his opponents here. Lings going across one more time here. Gonna attempt it again. I'm assuming, yeah. Astrea is too good to let that happen twice. I mean 3 times. Oh god. Oh dear. Well, I guess the first time it was just the scouting Lings, right? In a way. Wasn't that bad. Sentries here need to be careful. They don't have that much HP. If they get surrounded, even with those zealots nearby, that could still spell doom for them. Oh, they're gonna have to use energy, of course, to get rid of some of the surface area here. Astrea is doing a good job denying creep so far, but you know what, if he still had those 8 workers, he would be in an amazing position here. And another potential problem, of course, those Mutalisk. There's 10 of them now. And I don't think Astrea really scouted this yet, has he? He's gonna have to recall these Warp Prism with the Immortals in there. That's pretty much the only way he can start defending against this, I'm assuming. He doesn't have anything else. There's only Immortals and a Zealot there. In come the Mutas. Hello, my darling. That is a problem, isn't it? Recall not available either, and one of the Archons also did get picked off here. There's not enough Stalkers to deal with this just yet, and it's just too many Mutalisk. There were only 10 of them, but it's enough to really do a number on these Stalkers. He is actually fighting the Stalkers right now. More Stalkers coming in from the natural, the third base, and do manage to kind of, well, put a band-aid on the solution on the problem here for a moment. But more probes do fall. 14 in total get picked off by those Mutalisk. A very nice little tech switch from soO there. And seeing how well those Mutalisk did, he's just going to make 8 more Mutalisk. That is absolutely brilliant. And Astrea doesn't appear to be the case that he's transitioning into something against Mutalisk. He is not making Phoenixes. He's still just sticking with the Stalkers here. And that could potentially bite him in the butt ultimately later on. As soO is just adding in more and more of those Mutalisk. The Phoenix here, Hallucinated Phoenix, did scout this. So should be able to kind of get that this is coming his way. Where are the Stalkers? There's one Archon available. He dropped behind the pylon here. More damage again being dealt. Warp Prism being very brave, moving across there. 4 Stalkers actually only available with a cannon. Does seem to be enough with the Warp Prism hot on the heels of those Mutalisk as well to force those backwards again. And soO, with the use of those Mutalisk, putting himself in a very nice position. And I think, you know what, coming in with the Roaches, the Ravagers and Banelings here might be able to finish this one off. It's going to come down to Force Fields. It's going to come down to Storms. And it's going to come down to Biles here very shortly. And Astrea's moving out. He doesn't know that this army is here. That is absolutely abysmal. A little bit of a late reaction there. Astrea not expecting this whatsoever. More Banelings coming in from above. And he needs to run. He needs to get the hell out of there. Archon's trying to get created very quickly. That is the worst thing that could have happened here for Astrea. Moving out away from the safety of that high ground ramp. And marching into a devastating setup trap here from soO, who is now just numbing away at all those lovely Protoss units. Absolutely devastating the army count here for Astrea. 100 army supply now versus 55. This is gonna be it, guys. I am sorry, Alpha X fans. Astrea, unfortunately, looks like he... Is he gonna hold here? No. Is he? No, he isn't. Although, no. It's not gonna be held here, guys. GG is called. And that is gonna be it. soO taking game number 6. Very well played by him. And, yeah, unfortunately for Astrea, only being able to win the game with the Zen game. There, a little bit of a cheeky strategy, but of course, you know what, maybe if he'd done a couple more of those types of things, it would have been harder for soO to open up that economically greedy in a way, right? Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for me with this best of 9. We are going to have another best of 9 coming up right now in about half an hour, where we have Innovation versus Trap. That one is not going to be played on this channel. It's going to be played on the Alpha X SC2, the Twitch. I don't think we actually have the Twitch logo above me, but you know what? It's the same name. It's the same thing that is typed out there. You type it the same way. Everyone's been giving us follows there for some reason right now as we're streaming here. But in half an hour, we're going to be over there on the Twitch, and we're going to be showing Innovation versus Trap, a best of 9. I'm very excited for that one, guys. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Innovation is going to be bringing to Trap, and what Trap is going to be bringing against Innovation, of course, as well. Very curious to see that one. Also, guys, one final shout out to the Mecherino for this series over here, of course. If you haven't already, we would very much appreciate it if you help us out with the code. It is that right there above the chat. You can see the little sound amplifying horn. I don't know how you call it, but anyway, it's not a microphone, I believe, but something else. But if you press it, you will be able to see the link to the Mecherino. You'll be able to see the code as well. So copy the website, put it in your browser, then copy the code, and then all you gotta do is press contribute, put the coupon code in here, and I'm sure that Astrea and soO would very much appreciate any help with this one, adding in a bit more money. If you want to help out more, you can buy the replay series here. If you want to see how soO is just a monster, an absolute beast at killing people, then, well, this is probably the series packs that you would like to get, right? Especially trying to hold off against early game stuff, such as the Adept aggression, a good amount of Stargate aggression, and even also the Archon drops, of course, as well. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, go check it out. And then again, if you're interested in doing all of that stuff as a Protoss, then this is another good replay pack, of course, to go and watch. I mean, soO probably, you know what, isn't going to die because of that, unfortunately, as many times as the people that you're going to be facing yourself on the ladder. So, yeah, anyway, very much appreciated, guys, if you help us out with that Mecherino. And to everyone who already did, it's amazing. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you in about half an hour on the Twitch channel, Alpha X SC2. I've been Kozen. You can hit me up over here whenever, for whatever reason. And, yeah. Alright, guys. Hope you had a good one. Hope to see you in a bit. Love you too. Bye-bye for now.